So we are going to start the English Dhamma discussion. So I welcome all of you to the Dhamma discussion, and Bante is also connecting from Anuradhapura, Katukaliyawa. And actually we have reached number 7 sutta in the Sangyutta Nikaya Nandana Vagga. So we will start from that. So it is called Dukkara Sutta. And I'll read the Pali verse, and then I'll invite Venerable Dhammosadha to recite the English translation, and then Venerable Dhamma Alankara to recite the Sinhala translation, and then Bante will give a explanation. So the first verse coming like this, Dukkara Sutta. One deity is telling like this: Dukkarang duttikinchancha Dukkarang dutti tikkincha Abhyattena hi samanyang Bahuhi tatta sambadha Yatta bhalo visidatiti. So this is the deity's work. Dukkarang dutti tikkancha Abhyattena hi samanyang Bahuhi tatta sambadha Yatta bhalo visidatiti. Then Buddha answers like this: Katihan chareya samanyang chittanche na nivaraye Pade pade visideya sankappanang vasanugo Kummova angani sake kapale Samodahang bhikkhu mano vitakke Anissito anya mahetayano Parinibbuto na upavadeya kanchiti. So I invite Venerable Dhammosadha to recite the English translation and Dhamma Alankara to recite the Sinhala translation. Yes, I meant to all the.
Avasai Swamin Wahanse. This is the 17th sutta of the overall Devata Sangyutta. The title is Difficult to Practice. The ascetic life is hard to practice and hard for the inept to endure, for many are the obstructions there in which the fool founders. And the Buddha responds, how many days can one practice the ascetic life if one does not rein in one's mind? One will founder with each step under the control of one's intentions, drawing in the mind's thoughts as a tortoise draws in its limbs into its shell, independent, not harassing others, fully quenched. A bhikkhu would not blame anyone.
අවසරයි ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ සංයුත්ත නිකාය දේවතා සංයුත්තය නලවග්ගය දුක්කර සූත්‍රය බාලයා විසින් මහානදම නොකර හැක්කේද නොයිවසිය හැක්කේද වේ යම් මහාන දමෙක්හි බාලයා පසුබසීද එහි ඔහුට සම්බාධයෝ බොහෝ වෙති භගවත්හු ඉදින් සිත වරදින් නොවලකන්නේ නම් කී දවසක් මහානකම කරන්නේද පාප විතර්කයන්ට වසඟ වූයේ පියවරක් නොහොත් අරමුණක් පාසා පසුබසින්නේය ඉදිබුවා අවයව සිය කබලෙහි බහන්නාක් මෙන් මහාන තෙමේ මනෝ විතර්කයන් භාවනා ලම්බන නමැති කපල්ලෙහි බහන්නේ නිස්ශ්‍රේ රහිත වූයේ අනුන් නොවෙහෙසන්නේ කෙලෙස් පිරිනිවීමෙන් පිරිනිවියේ කිසිවෙකුට උපවාද නොකරන්නේයි.
සාතාව මාත් වෙලාවට අපි ඉතිරි කරන හැබැයි තේරුපද ඉතිරිපද හැමදාම ඕ අංගානි පස්සේ කපාලි සමාදා අයස්තෝ I am open for the special උඹෝ අංගානි පස්සේ කපාලි සමාදා පිස්සමනෝ අනිත්‍යෝ අනින මහෙත්‍යano පරිනිච්චෝ නොත් පොදන්
Swami Nasa, little unclear. If you can little improve the voice, maybe. Little unclear, Swami.
But I was telling.
Now okay.
I was telling, just like a turtle stuck into all the limbs into its own skull. The bhikkhu, I mean, mendicant must understand his prolific thinking, some proliferation. That must be under control. Anishito, Don't depend upon anything external. Nisitasa Jalita. Whenever you are depending on something, you will get shake. So the outside world is shake. So therefore, Anishito, Anya Mahitayano. Don't contradict anyone. Go for non-coercive theory. That means Apannaka Patipada. That means anyone can give any idea. You are not to justify it. You are not to judge the thing. Anya Mahitayano. Don't contradict someone. You can tell. What you are telling, for the moment I can understand. But I am not against you. We agree to disagree. But I have practiced number of years. We agree to disagree on the table. Very diplomatic, very democratic, very transparent, wide division of labor. But since you are indicated, the other party will take a wrong measure and fail. Then you have to tell, that's what I did not agree with you, that you did with your full fledged. Now you understand. So we are learning. Your mistake, I am learning. Parinibuto na upadanti kanchi. So he is already enlightened. He is already enlightened. There is no process of getting enlightenment in a sequential order. So that momentary enlightenment is the most unappreciated thing in Theravada Sasana. Theravada Sasana make people frightening to claim Nibbana. They think it is it's a taboo not to talk about. So therefore, living meditation masters, they are sharing their ideas. So that is what I was searching. Venerable Jnanarama was exceptional in that sense. If someone is trying to understand, he will expose anything without a remainder, without a reservation. Pandita Sayadaw sometimes in a group, he just tells, good or bad. Because he is so firm, he is so, other people will think bad, and people will overestimate, and all the kind of things. They are thinking about others thinking. That is what we call vitakka. Samadhambikku mano vitakku. Let them send kites. Who cares? And if they are thinking and it is very sound and profound, they will come and tell, what you are telling is wrong. Yeah, that's very good. Rather than hiding. So they are the people only listening. Others are listening to grammar. Others are listening to the rules and regulations. Others are listening to the moral shame and moral fear. No heart, no human, not living in the present moment, not communicating. Under such circumstances, the turtle is better. Whenever you are physically active, verbally active, and mentally active, you are defiled. You are accumulating akusala, or defilement. So therefore, whenever you are physically active, as Venerable Anuruddha says, he thinks, now I am in a rest, I feel like going out and do something, and when I am doing, these things, dangers will be there. So knowingly, these dangers, you can go there and work in an exemplified way with least amount of damages, and there are some evolution taking place in a physical or what we call body knowledge. And sometimes you feel this word will give a wrong impression because all people are not brought up as I brought up in my culture. So therefore, when we are expressing, they will get misunderstood. And sometimes it happens ignorant way, sometimes it happens knowing way, sometimes happens without control. But if you are monitoring them, again and again you get refinement in your language, grammar and percentage. And the Manovitakka, it's a no break, continuously going. Accept it. Don't worry about that. Because this is not your problem, it's a civilization problem. If you are civilized, you are the worst. You are more defiled than aboriginal. So you have to live in the civilized world, you have to accept it. That acceptance makes the mind little pleasant, rather than rejecting. Therefore it's called samadaham bhikkhu manovitakka. You are not going to control them. You are trying to be with them. And sometimes there are vicharamattam avitakka. There is no proper base. There is no root. But mind is proliferating. That indicates your directed disposition, your indications, your the underlying tendencies. So you have to be very, very free association with yourself. Counseling with yourself, then only you can understand my mind is, this is the way the mind is proliferating. That's very difficult because you can't judge your mind. Because you are the judge, you are the accused, you are the play complaint. So therefore whole magistrate court is in a mess. But some people can understand its own thinking pattern by interaction. Without vitakka, without the initial thought, discursive thoughts happen. This is appreciated in artificial intelligence. Crazy. Artificial intelligence is completely eccentric, not based on the proper moment. So therefore it is superfluous. It is just like a cork put into water, it's floating and wobbling. No limit. That's called unmindful. When a piece of iron or rock put into water, no hesitation, penetration and percolation happen immediately at the same point, and it stopped at the rock bed. So this vitakka without, vichara without vitakka, prolific thinking and discursive thinking without proper base is the present day education. It is called a hidden curriculum. And the utterly destructive, but appear to be very civilized, appear to be very, very culturing the person, appear to be very, very qualifying the person, but is taken away from the present. So therefore, this gatha is a very, very profound one. Many people consider it as a backward, because turtle is a kind of an animal, not very progressive, not very linear. You can't walk very fast. Kumbho angani sate kapale samadaham bhikkhu manovitakka anishito anya mahetyano parinibbuto na upadeya hanchi. He is jealous. That moment is already enlightened. So only our sharpness must be there to understand that very moment of enlightenment and immediate next moment of defile. That's very difficult to do in self-analytical way, because we are always appreciating defilement rather than the enlightenment. But anyway, for the last 40 years, that appreciation of enlightenment also, there's a progress, painfully slow, but not only the Buddhist circles. Proportionately, it is not advantageous to be Buddhist. Even other people also understand Nibbana is under your very nose. You have to appreciate it, how it mingles with the unenlightened moment and defiled moment. So the defilement is not strong enough to infiltrate the enlightened moment. Enlightened moment is invincible, unconquerable. they stand even the thousands of thought moments of defilement. So that's isolation. They say that in the sea, if you dry off all the sea, water, ocean, you will get gold, 16 by 16 by 16 amount of gold. So each and every drop you have gold. But to take it out, it's more costly than buying gold from the Queen Street. So therefore, each and every defilement, there's a chance for enlightenment. So you must be so quick to pick it. The enlightened moment, this is the defined moment. And if you know it, that knowing is always leading to more and more understanding the enlightened moment. Even among the criminals, even among the cheating people. So you can have kind of a loving kindness, all the bad people also, because they also have that potential. They also have that possibility. But the overall theory is telling about doing nothing. Doing anything means you are promoting yourself. Happening anything is provided with that no self. So therefore you must understand, you must train Apannaka Patipada. Let the thing happen, and that is the best knowledge. That's called appropriate technology. That's called sitting into the present moment. And least amount of fuel, highest efficiency. So I would like to contribute to connect to the discussion so far with cordial invitation. Others also can join it. Otherwise, life will be very dukkha, with difficulties and friction. If you know how to make use this friction, then you can pull the heavy load. The friction is the one carrying the load. So that you must understand, Buddha is the master, than the best lubricant on the earth, the best efficient machine on the earth. By doing nothing, he do everything. Anyone else?
Ehemai Sanasa, from here, Venerable Dhammosada joining.
Sorry, Swamin Anse, this is Dhammosada. I would like to appreciate what you just said about the Buddha, that by doing nothing, he does everything. And that made me think about this sutta. It says that the ascetic life is difficult to practice, and one who is not skillful will get caught up. The sutta says he found us in his intentions. From my personal experience, before starting meditation, before coming to Sri Lanka, out there when I was reading about, Buddhism and the story of the Buddha, I tended to romanticize this life of monkhood. Like, yes, I agree, life is suffering. So what I will do, I will go become a monk, become enlightened and finished. But apparently it's not that easy. I read one time that the Bodhisattva Metteyya, the Buddha to be, he had been a monk under 9 Buddhas in the past, 9 Sammasambuddhas. Yet he was still being reborn in the woeful states, going up to the heavens, going down again to hell, even while being a monk under 9 Sammasambuddhas. So that is an appreciation of this statement, that the ascetic life it's not easy. It is difficult to practice. As monastics, we leave the entire world behind, but it just so happens that in this world, monastics are held with such high esteem, especially by the lay devotees, the faithfuls. Monastics are put up high on a pedestal as special beings, while those monastics themselves are trying to be nobody. So while they're trying to be nobody, to eradicate this notion of a self, there are these other people that are exalting them and putting them high up there. So this is another area where I think proves that being an ascetic is a difficult thing. Those are my thoughts about this sutta.
You are fabricating talks about Buddha Mitteya. Who told you that?
Well, it's a story that I read in a small booklet, actually here in Kutiten. But I don't have any way to verify that.
Kutiten, here also I am living in Kutiten. That is a separate issue. But the thing is, it may be true, but not authentic. Because it is no one can disprove. And the other one is you, before becoming enlightenment and becoming a monk, before coming to Sri Lanka, you had the idea, I'll go and have a pure life of monkhood and get enlightened and finish. So you have sometimes achieved that in some thought moments. That's why you are talking happily and talking with the fulfillment. But still you have the weakness to discriminate it with the defiled thought moments. Because defiled thought moments are very big number. And our mind is always respect the defiled thought moments than this kind of enlightenment thought. You are a black guy. You are a Kalu Hamduru coming from the black country. So what a kind of progress, what a kind of thriving, what a kind of perversion, the pervading good ideas. Everything is enlightened. That's why you are here now, even with so much of difficulties, you are talking happily. That's called Sasana Sampatti. So that is the only message you can give it to animals, the trees, the non-Buddhists and everyone. Because you know this old dukkara, that means very difficulties, is nothing new. Amidst all, we can be mindful. Amidst all, we can have enlightened thought moments. That cannot be defined by difficulties. Those who are thinking like that are called the blind people. They are commoners. Always find reason to be unhappy, giving mistakes, finding punchi hill, sinna asai. Everyone is like that. We must understand 90% or more than 90% of time we are also in the same. But amidst all these battalions, there are God-like, pure thought moments. If it is increasing, that means you are appreciating it. If you are not appreciating, you are depreciating it. So therefore understanding is called the Buddha Sasana, Buddha dispensation. So therefore dukkara or difficulties are the badges or medals you have. Accordingly only, Buddha gave the convocation. You are such a person, being with so much of difficulties, never cry, no weeping, happily. One epithet of the Buddha is Sugata. Sugata means he walked smiling, without a teacher, without the supporters of the four requisites, no other facilitators, no other companions, but he went happily. It's called Sugata. So, Sugata Tathagata, Loka Sivankara, Samma Sambudur Hamdi. It is superhuman, but it's not a God. And if someone is making fun out of dukkara, difficulties, others may think it as a magic. Or it's something born with. No. It's a pragmatism. The way that you are recycle all the thrown away items and make compost. make the most balanced fertilizer. So we are doing it. The proportion-wise may be less percentage, but only talk about that silver line on the dark cloud. Talk Kalu Amaduru. Kalu Amaduru is a bad term. You are Kalu Amaduru, never mind. But the way you are striving and sustaining, appreciable, but your talk is not giving the full light, full weight for that. Otherwise, you are a good person, but you don't know your value. Each and everyone is the same. Everyone is like enlightenment. Everyone is more than a Chakravarti, world-turning monarch. But often they say we are breaking precepts and our words are bad. We don't know Dhamma. We don't know this theory, that theory. We don't know that high-class people. That is what we are thinking. So therefore, don't get carried away by the politics and economics and social values. Understand, we are doing better than our teachers. We are doing better than our parents. We are doing better than our leaders in the present moment. But we are not showing, we are not advertising. Because we appreciate our humbleness. Down to earth situation, that is very profound. So therefore, Kumbho is a turtle. He is the best example. Whenever something happens, again, you must have your own shell. Wherever you go with that shell. That's all I have to share for the moment.
One thing I see here is that it is talking about monovitakka, which means there is a great deal of improvement so far as physical processes or the physical activities and verbal activities are concerned. And so that particular mendicant mental situation has come to the surface. The velocity of that is giving him some unbearable situation.
Proliferate.
Yes. So this is what I feel.
So this psychiatric situation, whenever you do away with physical misbehavior and verbal misbehavior, is the only place the wrath to come out, the vomiting to come out. And that is because otherwise we are ruminating all the mistakes. But we do away with that, fairly in a proportionate way, then your psychological wounds surface. It's a healing process. But our society is not ready to accept. So you must have a psychiatrist. You must have a counselor. You must have a person with understanding, that is mindful person. Then the wrath coming out, expression or revealing or reporting is a thundering healing process. You must have trust. Each and every psychiatrist has to professionally develop the credibility. They have no rights and it is quite wrong to expose someone privately. But in meditation, there is no private and confidential. Everything is discussed in Jataka stories and the sutras. We can just quote a sutra. This is what it happened. But our parents, they didn't have this dialogue. And at that time, we were listening to the Buddha's Jataka story, Siddhartha Kumara's story, but never applied. And we are not trashing each other. We are not bringing up the psychological wounds. So the bringing up psychological wounds is the biggest compassionate thing one can do. But it appears like smelly, fishy, rotten rat-like. But this is a healing. So the Buddha says, if the place where you vomited the much, revealed much, and gotten rid of more defilement is a memorable place. It's called Sangvega Matakala tank. So you have to define the place by your breath. You have to tell face to the face. This is what I feel, not the past, not the future, but I'm telling to you. So it may be very harsh, so it may be too much of compassion, I can't help. because this is the way we are healing ourselves. So it is a natural process. It's blocking, completely blocked by physical and verbal activity, specifically misbehavior. So then more things are getting down, so precipitate sediment rather than the sediment to come out and give a vomiting breath out. So therefore in yogi's life, in the monk's life, everything is open. It's called glass house. You are changing clothes in the glass house and nothing to hide. So therefore, if others do not know, other monk members do not know, so then it becomes a lay life. So therefore, monk's life is such an exposure, more exposed, more purity, and it is called this each and every how do you call it? Buddha Jayanti book is Tathagatapa Vedito Bhikkhave Dhamma Vinayo Vivito Virochati No Patichan. For monks, according to the teaching of the Buddha, once exposed, it will be brightened. It will be glorious. When it is closed, no such thing. It's called Bharanduka Vagga Sutraya, Sikanipataya, 9 Sutta. This is studying each and every, how do you call it, Buddha Jayanti books. So therefore, we must trust each other and believe our practicing member is my Buddha, he is my friend, he is my noble friend. He also may have some mistakes. That doesn't matter. I take it as a trustworthy person. I give it up. It is more than giving up your household life. It's more than giving up your liking and dislike. This exposure is a magical one, and that is not happening in the socialization in the Western world. But this is telepathic and communicating each other with the, one thing is purification of self, other thing is communication, other thing is trust, the other thing is humbling. That's what I thought of sharing in this moment.
Oh, Sarai Swami. Yeah, one moment, Kumara. So, actually, based on what Venerable Dhammosada mentioned, there's a very interesting statement he made. He mentioned that the monk is he basically have understood that the personality, that Asmimana, the conceit, I am, all that is something that we have to be free from, and we need to penetrate them to understand them, and ultimately become very much like nobody. But the society is trying to put the monk into the pedestal and seeing a monk as a very special person and try to glorify him. So these two areas are continuously happening, and if it is good that monk thoroughly understood that he has to very much like not to get overwhelmed by the this glory or some sort of praise and all that, but typically what happens is one become engrossed with that or deluded by that, and ultimately he tried to be a somebody and very special person, omitting or not understanding the proper thing to do. So that statement by Dhammosada I feel very interesting, that while the monk properly needs to thoroughly understand, okay, there is some ignorant based a personality, ignorant based someone, a person, a self that needs to be overcome, but the society is trying to make the person again and try to glorify the monk, telling that you are a special person. I think Swamin Hansa, if you can add something more to that, I feel it's very interesting.
That is why Buddha Dhamma, the Bodhidhamma, when he was going away from China after the insulting of the king, one of the minister came and told, you are a very special person, I understand, our king is not so brutal, so therefore please, show me a place, I am the minister, I am going to give you a monastery. So Bodhidhamma consulted it as how to call, humiliation. It's a cursing. We growl at him. You bloody fellow, you understand wherever I am going, wherever I am living, that's a monastery. Nothing to make a monastery. So that means this glorified praising is an insult. Our Loku Amdro got a post, Upadhyaya, from the Ramanjanikaya. Ramanjanikaya never gave post to the Yogasma Sastava at that time. So he got a letter telling unanimously whole committee decided to take you as a respectful preceptor. Please accept it. He kept it 3-4 days, then thinking whether to accept it or not. Then he told me, getting such a committee consent is a very great thing because they are doing hush money and all the kind of to get out there. But Lokohama was completely outsider, so therefore he has to respect it. And the next thing, once he become a preceptor, you have to go to all royal standing on ceremony. So he wrote a letter respecting the Sabha Gauravaya, that means your consent, I accept, but under one condition, I never participate any ceremony. And he said, so I don't know this kind of, I don't know whether he's a preceptor or not. One day, a letter came, long letter, with the seal, Ramanjanikaya, Upadhyaya, Mahatarshri Jnanarama Swamin Nase, Nissarana meeting. So I was sitting under him and I was about to open the envelope. He said, no, don't open that. So I got stuck. No, this is for the Upadhyaya. There's one box, which is called Hamastit here. That I put the letters into that, I never opened. So they can't do away with sending the message. But I have given the condition, I will never come. One day Jesus Christ was traveling and one person came and touched his home and said, oh God, the Son of God, please listen to me. My father, when he was dying, he told, I am the youngest brother, I must get the main house and my share. But my elder brother did something unfair. He took everything. So therefore I have nothing. So therefore please do the justice. Then Jesus asked the person, who appointed me as a lawyer? I am not a judge. This bloody fellow appointing him to be judge because to get his share. All the monks are, they don't know the insult in this ceremony. Each and every ceremony is an insult. So therefore, monks must understand they can give, but Santaruttara Varama, you must understand how to accept it, how much to accept it. Tell to the face. Our monkhood is not to satisfy village from land. It is according to our disease, if we wish, we accept it. If we not, no. So Vimala Jnana, no, Jnana Vimala. He used to travel. So people are offering so much. We accept and keep it there and go. So people become heartbroken, disheartened. Then he says, one day this is a long journey, I prepared it for you. He says, my bag having so much of weight. If I have to carry, how much miles I have to carry? And if I insisting to offer this cake of soap, I have to get something out of that my bag. But inside the bag is more essential. So therefore don't influence me. You can offer me, but I am the disciple. But today people think offering is very difficult thing and honor is a very, very difficult and praiseworthy. So therefore we must respect them. You have to kick them off. You mind your own business. Even if it is given, it must be a proper time, proper proportion, then I can accept. Otherwise, we have to hoard everything. Wherever we go, so much of property, ultimately we go waste. So whenever someone comes, you can share it. But what the maintenance cost? So therefore, people can pray. Today, Buddhism means just ceremony. In Burma, it's called Bua. most income. That poor, this poor. So people come and laugh at. In Lanka, it's income. Tandi kara bong kankaran. Sakala hatama boru beti. So therefore you have to understand how much people boast it. And ultimately it is just camouflage. And Sanskrit sloka, it says when the monks are making pinkama or ceremonies for monks, utter useless. They are wasting time at last. After the pinkama, nothing. So they say it is just camouflage. So therefore, Loku Ahmadu says, Alankarayema සඳහා භික්ෂුන් යොදා කරන පින්කම් වලට මේ භික්ෂු පිට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ. For the show off, if someone is creating a ceremony with the help of monks, this Yogashama Sanstha monks must not take part. What happened in Galduva now? Galduva making ceremonies. Pandita Swamin say, Galduva, he wrote, tagged the Susu Apuru Sak tag, Sarasilla, Apuru Sarasilla. What a foolish thing people are doing on Vesak Day. Then you go and remember the Buddha and do some meditation. Instead of this whole ceremony is colorful thing. But same thing happened before he is dead. Galduva itself he started putting up candles and Torana. So I thought of printing that template and give a free distribution to the people are coming. Those people are very happy with ceremonies. As monks, we must understand our life is a ceremony. There's nothing to commemorate, nothing to call a prepared event. We are in a ceremony. Oh, of course, graceful. But that let the gods and Brahma do it. Let the humans to mind their own business. You mind your own business and be mindful. That's enough, Chandraratram.
එහෙමයි සායනාස.
එහෙමයි සායනාස. Bhante Vimalabuddhi wanted to speak earlier. Now he has lowered his hand actually.
Vimalabuddhi ආමතොත් ඔයගේ කෝලම් කරන කෙනෙක් තමයි.
Sayan, thank you for the comment.
අනේ මං නෑ කියලා හිතලා කිව්වේ වුණත් නම් අම්මපා කවදාකවත් කියන්නේ නැහැ. මං හිතුවා අනිත් පැත්තට කරයි කියලා කිව්වේ ඔබට පස්සට හැප් තියෙනවා කන් තියෙනවා.
නෑ මේ සයනස් මේ ඕකට වචනයක් තියෙනවා සයනස් කිව් එකට ඒකට කියනවා දැන් මම දැනුයි හොයාගත්ත එක ප්ලාස්ටර් සේන් කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඇති එකක් නෑ showing off.
How to talk bloody fool.
ඇති එකක් නෑ I mean it's showing off කියලා.
කියලා වැඩක් නෑ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කියපන් මෙතන ඉන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසි.
sorry extremely sorry. මේ මට එච්චර ඉංග්‍රීසි බෑනේ. That is there's nothing much, but I mean you are showing off. It's called plaster saying. Now what you said like Vimala Buddhi විකාර කරනවා කියලා. ඒකටයි මම උත්තරයක් දුන්නේ. I was directing it to myself. Number two, Sayanasa, I really wanted to comment on this. I don't remember his name. This the venerable, I think Dhamma Obasa. The venerable Dhammosuda's comment. Like I mean, first thing I wanted to comment of his accent. It's beautiful and it's very nice, and the content was beautiful. And number two is now what you were explaining, that you said that there's Theravada has hiding this and it is not explained, but I've seen but you explain exactly in not that I know Zen a lot, it is what your explanation depicts in Zen Buddhism and Mahayana Buddhism. And number three is an answer now that you started with that Buddhi Hamru Vikara Karana Kenek Kila. Attadama I know that.
කෝලංකාරී.
නෑ කෝලංකාරී කියන එකත් මම දන්නවා විකාරකාරී කියන එකත් මම දන්නවා. ඒක මම හරි අවයා. ඒක මම ඒක 100 ලක්ෂ වරයක් මම පිළිගන්නවා. හැබැයි I don't have an inferiority complex towards it, and I don't have neither guilty feeling of it, and I'm very proud of it, and I'm trying to I'm seeing it. So, and I see slowly, extremely slowly, but extremely surely, it's getting extremely little. It's getting little smaller. And I'm very happy about it. So nothing much, nothing less, and I always put it back to my conscious, and I'm very happy with it. And like my conscious light doesn't blame me at all. Number 4, Samin answer. This is the last one. And before become a monk, even after becoming a monk, even after when I met Nissarana and after I sort of went to other places, very surely I've been observing one thing. Under this planet, this type of a discussion doesn't take place today. I'm 60 years old. In my lifetime, it has not taken place. And Nissarana and wherever Loku Hamduru is the only place this type of a table, this type of a discussion, and this type of a pinpointing, and you are talking about your own fault. And I am extremely fortunate, and I don't want to be a better person. This is much more than enough for me. I'm sorry, my English is very bad, so I am not able to explain very nicely. So this is all I need to talk. Actually, about these 4 points, I would like Loku Hamduru's viewpoint on it. And thank you.
Yeah, that is why you have raised your hand and gone out. Because this is the best discussion ever. So you are not in. That is why I blamed, and luckily you had some ears in the backside and the eyes in the backside. No harm. So therefore, අපේ ලොකු අංකෝ ඥානාරාම ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ he used to say, please have a discussion even only 2 people available. Because people are not happy with the discussion because the exposure happens. And psychological wounds are coming out. And healing is happening. Free association is happening. Kalu Hamdru talking, Sudu Hamdru talking, everyone is talking. We are all in the same soup. So that is what the Buddha is telling. So that is what I call enlightenment. This is what I call living sasana. Don't try to hide to tell you that in the time to come it will be. Don't go to India. Don't go to Nette is a Buddha. They are all lullaby. We are doing. We are in the cutting edge state of art. You understand my English, I hope. We are. So please
Sir, there's one more thing. Now, one more thing I want to add. I was working with white, and in other countries, I've never seen a person who has the rich vocabulary. Your English might not be perfect, but vocabulary is the richest. I mean it. Anybody would agree with me.
මේ කියලා කිව්වද මම grammar බාර ගන්නෑ මට pronunciation මොනවා වුණත් මම බාර ගන්නෑ. We are at the state of art. We are at the cutting edge. The others has to suit into that. We are not begging to others pardon. I am a total village lad. I had no even English pass up to the university first year. I am very proud. Our teachers were humiliating us at our school. And now I can fight with any Buddha. Even Kalu Hamdru. That is because of Buddha. That is because of Sati. And this is just starting. We have a lot. So therefore we must thrash out in a limited circle. And if anyone wish, they can come and join with us. And they we call Sangha. They we call monks. And they we call mendicants. And it is growing. Whether Vimala Buddhi is jealous or envious, no harm. It is growing. If you are not appreciating me, don't come into the Kathakaliya anymore. ඒක නෙවෙයි අර සුදර්ශනි කවද්ද එනවයි කියේ තාත්තර දාන දෙන්න විමල බුද්ධි.
Yes, she's coming, Sanansa. She's coming, and I am under the impression that she's going to give dana until the your retreat from 1 to 6. The whole retreat she's going to give the dana. That is what my understanding is.
7:28 වගේ ආවොත් කචල් මොකද අපි දැන් පයෙන් පැයට වෙනස් වෙනවා ටයිම් ටේබල්. දැන්වත් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා කෝල්ස් 3-4ක්. ඒ නිසා ඉන්න දවස මට තියුණේ 27 වගේ කියලා. 27 28 29 වුණොත් කචල්.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to be there at that time. It's her problem. But she would be offering dana from 1 to 6 of Venerable Dhammarakita's and yours retreat. So that is her actual schedule is from 1 to 6 only, Sayanansa. And whatever she does in advance is her problem. I can get it clarified from her if you want. If Loko Amduro give me the permission.
I am becoming a Loko Amduro and it's not easy to give dani. I am completely situation is under my control. Sorry for Subhashini. Now it is time up. Chandratana Amduro, Ananda, Kumar.
My Sayanasa, we have no questions from our side. If Kumar has nothing, then we can wind up.
Bhante, we also don't have anything.
Okay, fine. Then, Swaminansa, we are going to wind up the session. So, we thank Bhante for joining us from remote and many others participating from remote and others joining from Nissarana. So, we were able to accumulate some merits. And I cordially invite Venerable Dhammosada to conduct the sharing of merits.
Asai Swaminanse, may our relatives and all beings share in the merit produced by today's teaching. May all celestial beings share in the merit produced by today's teaching, and may the celestial beings protect the Dhamma exposition and dispensation of the Buddha and his disciples for a very long time. And perhaps the seeds of the Buddha's teaching that have been planted in our hearts and minds may grow, producing path, fruition, and Nibbana. I invite you to join in the recitation of the traditional Pali verses for sharing the merits.